Now that we have made the POT tube, so like I showed you the earlier that so I finished the tube and it's now ready to add the tassels on this one. Okay, so now what we have to do is I have taken these three color beads, green, purple and gold. These three colors will make the tassels for this. To begin, what we should first do is we have to start by adding the thread, or to start from somewhere you have to start. So you cannot just start from here just like this. So what we have to do is we have to, now my intention is I am going to be beginning adding the tassel from this point. Okay, so I cannot just add my thread straight away from here and start my work, because I cannot knot it and it won't be strong enough. So what we have to do is we have to start from somewhere down here and then bring our thread up here and in that journey we will have to make some knots here so that our thread is anchored tightly and properly. Okay, I am choosing to begin from one of the spots here. So when I'm bringing out my thread like that, and I'm just leaving a little bit of tail. We don't need much, say about 2 inches will be more than enough. And immediately here, where if you see a thread bridge, that means a thread under the bead somewhere in one of the places, see like this, here we can make a knot now first. So just pull up your thread like that, and when it becomes a small loop like this, we'll put our needle inside and pull again, so that becomes a knot. Okay, so we have made one knot, which is not enough. Now we will have to make more. So let me just move again further down, and when you move down, just don't just move in a straight line like this. You will have to wind your way up like that. Okay, see, first you must go into this bead and this bead and then into this bead, or from here to here, or from in another direction. See, from here also you can do. Now you can go sideways like this. The point is your thread must not be seen. Okay, so see, if you do like this, see, the thread that you have taken will not be seen. That's the point. Oh, my thread actually came out of a bead, which it should not. Okay, so my intention was to bring the thread here, and now again you can see there is some thread underneath there. So in that place again I am going to make a knot. See, you can even make a knot like this also. So just put your thread around the needle and then pull it, also a knot will be formed. So both the ways are okay. Now we have made 2 knots, and that is sufficient. Now we can further go down and start the tassel, or we can make one more also here. But make sure that wherever you are making the knot is just right under the thread, and it should not be visible in your work. Okay, now I am passing my needle through one of the beads down here. Okay, so see, even if you pull, your thread will be now nice and tight. This tail, this one can be cut off, so we can cut it off later. Now I am going to begin the tassel. To begin the tassel, now we are going to add rows of beads on every line of them. Okay, let me show you how. I am picking up, say, I am picking up 6 of the green, or let me take 5. So this number can be anywhere depending upon the length of the tassel you want. So I have taken 5 green bead. Then I'll pick up 1 purple, 1 gold, 1 purple, and another gold. So this is the order in which I am taking. So I'll bring these beads down in my thread. Okay, just let me take adjust the needle a bit. Okay, So after I got my all the beads down here, I am going to leave one of them, and I'm going to bring the needle back into all of them without missing anything. Okay, and also the one from where you started. So first let us get together all these beads first. Hold on to your bead like that. Okay, and then again back into this one also. And pull it nicely. They should see it. It can become gaps like this, so you have to make sure that there are no gaps, and don't make it too tight also. So see, it is standing too stiff, so don't make it too tight. Give it a little ease. Okay, so little ease is good enough for it to shake like that, and this will be like this only, so that doesn't matter. Okay, so much of ease is enough. Don't pull it more than this. Now after making the first tassel, we have to go into the next bead in this direction. Again we are going to pick up the same number of beads as before. So that was 5 green, 5 green, 1 purple, 1 gold, 1 purple and 1 gold. Again same order of beads. Bring them down, hold it like this, separate one of the beads. So in that you leave that bead, and you will put your needle through all the rest of them. See, when you do it, it will be like this. You will have to manage and get it to come to just tighten it up a little bit like this. That's we have to do that. And then finally don't forget to come out of the bead from where you started. Okay, see here, you can see when I'm doing that, I'm not pulling it so hard like that. So I'm just making it little easy, and so that our tassels will hang smoothly. Next step is to go into this one. See, when you do this also, see here, see this black thread here. I'm using this black because I wanted to show you the difference. See, it can get caught like this, and it may not come out. So you have to make sure that your thread is all see, it was hidden under here. Now, like I wanted to tell you, so this thread was hidden under here, and I didn't know that it was there. So only when I moved it, I could see that the thread was still there, and I had to pull it like that. Okay, again same step. 5 green, 1 purple, 1 gold, 1 purple and 1 gold. See, now we have made 3. Similarly, now into the next one. Again you notice here, see the thread is trying to hide between the bead, so make sure that you bring it out correctly. So you see, I've added 6 of them now. See here, 2, 4, 6. So our circumference of the tube is 6. So I have completed 6 of them. So when you complete the 6 of them, now the next step is to move up to the next level. So we have finished one row. Now I have to move up to the next one. The next level is this one. Okay, see, I completed here. So I stopped here. Now to go up, I can either go up this bead also, okay, here, or I can go up this bead also. So any one of them is fine. So after I go up like this, now my thread is moving in the opposite direction, but now I want the tassels to fall down and my thread has to come down. So what should I do? So I just have to go down into the adjacent bead like this. Come down the adjacent bead. I think my needle is a little too thick, so that's why I'm not able to do it. Maybe there are some knots there. Okay, let me give it another pull and see, or I'll go to the next direction. I'll go to the other side here. And watch the thread carefully. Okay, see, now the thread is in the right position to begin the next set of tassels. So hold your work like this. Again continue the tassels for all the 6 beads in that row. See, in that row also there will be in every row there will be 6 beads, no, because that's what we did. See, this is first one, yeah, and this is the second one, this is the third one, this is the fourth one, this is the fifth one, this will be the 6th one. Okay, see, the thread that I started is here and this is the 6th bead. So in each row there will be 6 beads and you will have to make 6 tassels. So the procedure is the same. There is no change even in the count of the beads. So every row will be the same count. I added 1 bead extra here. See, it is still loose. So place your work down like that maybe and give it a pull like that. And since we have already made the tassel, don't forget to go into this bead where we started. Meanwhile, I'll cut off this tail because it's coming in the way. So okay, the first set of beads in the row 2 is added. Now we'll move on to this second one now. So make sure that you are moving correctly in the same line because it's easy to get lost in that. So you'll have to pay a little attention to make sure that you do your tassels in all the 6 beads in that row. Okay, so you will keep on continuing after you do this set of tassels beads here. Then we'll move to this one. Okay, and then we'll move to this and this and this and this. So it's the same thing repeatedly till you reach the top. But now if you are wondering why can't we start from the top and come down, Now that is a little bit more difficult to do, because your tassels will be hanging, once you make one line of beads tassels, it will start hanging down and you will not be able to see the next row of beads. So the wisest or the only method that you should do is like this: add from the bottom and travel up till you reach the top, and add the beads in the same method till you reach the top. I have done about a couple of rows, maybe I am on the third row I think, and my thread is getting over. So I'm going to show you how to end this thread and add new thread, okay, from wherever you are ending. So at least make sure that you have some good amount of thread before you wind up. Don't let it be too short, which is going to get a little difficult. Maybe when there are about 5 or 6 inches, you can wind up your thread. You can tie it up and add new thread. So to add new thread, the process is the same like to end this thread, the process is the same as adding thread. Again, what we do is we just move this thread up a little bit away from where we are working, mainly because I don't want this thread to get caught in all this and make it more difficult for me to knot. Okay, so I am going to just take my thread up a little bit. So I have just taken it up one bead now, and now I am going to make a knot here. Okay, to make a knot, I am going to pass my thread under the thread between the beads. I call that as the thread bridge. So under that you pass under that, and it's got caught up a little bit here. Okay, and you make a loop and pass it through the loop to get it into a knot, like how I showed you. Now one knot is not enough, so we can make another knot, another 1 or 2 knots before we cut this thread. Now again, take your thread up or sideways, but away from all these hanging beads here. So because it's going to be real messy, if once it gets caught in all that, and you have to make your knot. Okay, so the better idea is to hold all your tassels like this. Okay, now my thread has come up here. I'm going to make another knot here. So I'm putting the needle under the thread there, making a loop and passing my needle through the loop, and a knot is made like that. So as soon as we make the knot, do not cut the thread. At least pass your thread 1 or 2 beads away, and then cut your thread. Okay, now it's not necessary that you have to keep moving up only. You can even move sideways also. You can even move sideways like this, and make sure that your thread, see, you can see here my thread is very happily going and getting caught in some other bead there. Okay, now I am just doing a zigzag motion before I cut this thread, that's all. So I have made 2 knots, which I think is sufficient, or even a 3, we can make 3 knots also. So that is okay. That is why I am doing this zigzag motion, just so that the thread is more tight. But don't make too many passes also and block the holes of the beads. If you block it, then you won't be able to do the other tassel passes. So you have to be aware of that also. And now this is enough. So I am going to cut this now. So just hold it close by there and snip it off like that. Okay, so we have finished a thread. Now to add thread will be the same procedure as when we started. So if you remember, when we started, I showed you how to add the thread. Okay, now one more important point I forgot to tell you is, see, we don't know, I actually did not know where I stopped. Okay, so I'm not I should have kept some kind of identification. but I didn't. But yeah, no, I think this is the bead that I have to work into now, I think so. When I see there is a tassel coming out of this one, there is no tassel coming out of this one, so this is the bead I have to start working with. So that means my needle and thread must be coming out in this direction to add the next set of tassels, right? So to bring the needle here, we have to start working backwards a little bit. So start from here with the new thread, start from here. I am showing you with the little thread that I have. Start from here, then make a knot here, and again pass your needle down one or two beads, again make a knot there, and then reach the bead that you want to start. So it's the same method when we started, the same way you are going to add new thread also. Here I want to show you one common mistake that can happen when we are making this. So when you finish one row of the tassels, I told you have to bring your thread up to the next set of 6 beads, right? So when you bring the thread up like this, see what happens is the thread will be in this direction. I explained this to you earlier, I am doing it once again. The thread will be going towards the top, but what we want is the thread to be coming downwards, only then we can add our beads. So after coming up one level, we have to come down one of the adjacent beads down like this, okay? Either this one or on this side, any one of them. So either ways, there is no difference in either you go right side or you go left side. So you have to come down the bead like this before you begin the row. So that's very important. And most of the times when we are in a mood and we want to do the work quickly, so we'll just come up and start adding the beads there. I have done it many times too, and then I will realize that my thread is in the wrong direction. I'll have to remove all the beads that I added and come and do the tassel again. So that is at least one of them you will have to remove to add them. So that is one tip I wanted to definitely share with you. You have to make sure that your thread is coming out from the bottom. See, once you start this row, then all of them will be okay. But to begin the row fresh, when you begin fresh, this is the step that you should not forget. You can see here off camera I worked till I reached the top, and you can see that I have not covered the last 2 rows, okay? So I am not going to be covering because there's going to be a bead cap that will cover up this, so that's why I am not going to cover it. And with this we are done. And this length that we are stopping at depends on what kind of bead cap that you are going to use. So if the bead cap is bigger, it could be, you should even stop one row below, or if the bead cap is bigger, then we can, if it is smaller, then you can do one more layer also here. So the next step will be, I'll be showing you how to add the bead cap for this.